Hey everybody, this is David with your Tip Thursday. Today I wanted to come to you guys and I just want to encourage you guys to be in tribes. I know that you guys are really some of our core members of our church because you're here every weekend, you're attending church, you're serving and volunteering and loving on kids, and I think that is great, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't encouraging you guys to continue to be growing and to be taking steps in your walk as a Christian. So I just want to encourage you, groups can look a lot of different ways. When I got here, myself and my wife, there weren't a lot of groups available, and I know that there's not a lot of groups, and you know what, in our church I know that there's about 50 to 60 groups, which means that there are probably given like about 10 people in each group. That means there's only, in our church of 2,500, there's only 500 people in a group, and that's only 20% of our church. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you're not in a group, if you're not in a tribe, I want to encourage you guys to get in a tribe or to create a tribe yourself, find some people that are like-minded. So when I came, myself and another leader and one other set of leaders that are actually in our ministry now, we said we want to get together, we want to start doing a tribe together, and we just let Dale know that we're going to create a tribe. And so out of that we had 2 other families come and get connected to our tribe, and now we have this great community. And if you don't have a community, if you don't feel like you're connected very well to this church, this is a great way to do it. I'm in, I think, 2 tribes right now. I'd say my local home tribe, which I lead, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that in a second. And then I also have a mentor, and I consider myself and my mentor a tribe, because he can call me out when I ask him questions. He can go a little bit deeper into why am I asking that question, and do you think that was the best thought process? And so I just want to encourage you guys to be in a tribe. And then my home tribe, they do a great job of just letting me get some steam off and letting me approach it from a biblical standpoint. I think having other people and other Christians around us to encourage us, we can come to church, but there's a different level when people know about us every week and are able to be a little bit more intimate in our lives and know our lives and to be able to touch our lives in a different way. They're able to direct us better in the way that Christ would have us be directed. So I just want to encourage you guys to be in a tribe. If you're not sure how that looks, if you just have a couple other families around you that you get along well with, and maybe you go out to dinner with once a month or something like that, that's a good point to start creating a tribe out of that little group of people, and just having some intentional conversation time, just like we talked about last week. In our own small groups, we're trying to replicate that. The reason we call them the Tribe Guide is because we're trying to replicate that whole system of like having conversation and having someone else directing you towards Jesus. So, but what mine looks like is I lead it. You don't have to be the leader. There can be someone else leading it, but I facilitate it. I welcome it into our home, and we just go through a lesson from one of the best preachers in the area. So it can be Bill Hybels. We have Right Now Media, which allows us access to all this great small group content. So the series by Bill Hybels, by Andy Stanley, by Francis Chan, and we just watch that for 20 minutes. We have a 20-minute conversation. Basically all of my prep time is actually just selecting which program or which thing we're going to watch, and then going through while we're watching that and just selecting questions that I think would be good for our group to talk through. And I just can't encourage you guys enough that my wife and I have found so much more community here, and so much more a sense of belonging when we've been connected with other Christians who can help guide us and direct us. So I just want to encourage you guys to consider that if you are not in a group right now, consider being in a tribe, and just letting Dale know, hey, we're going to start meeting, we're going to meet at these times, and we like and we'll try and give you resources, we'll try and give you some guidance on all that stuff, but like I said, I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't encouraging you. So I want you guys to be encouraged by that. Hear what you will out of it, but definitely you should be in a tribe. If you're not, it's a great experience, and like I said, there's only 20% of us that are, and that's kind of sad, because I think God built us to be in community, and to desire community. God said it wasn't good for us to be alone, and so community is something that is just hardwired into who we are. So I just want to encourage you guys in that. on that note, I just want to give a shout out to my community of 3rd and 4th grade leaders at Second Hour. You guys were great this last week. You guys were clapping along. You guys were doing all the worship stuff, being silly with the kids. That means the world to kids. So I just want to thank you guys for doing that. And if I'm looking for some other people to help me out with the worship stuff, so if you'd be interested, that'd be awesome. Just drop me a line, let me know. But if you know some high schoolers or middle schoolers who would love to be doing that stuff, let me know what their names are, and I'd love to get them engaged with doing that. So thank you guys for loving on our kids, and I will see you guys this weekend. Bye.